Are you a single mom who is planning on migrating here to Canada, but you're considering, you're struggling in between making the decision, should I take my child with me now while I'm coming, or should I leave my child in the care of someone? No, that's the question I will be answering in today's video. Stick around. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me here, my name is Yashika Turner, and on this channel, we strive to create a happier, healthier, wealthier lifestyle here in Canada as Canadian immigrants. Now, today I'll be answering one of the most popular questions from my popular video to date, the struggle of single moms moving to Canada. Now, as a single mom myself, when I migrated here to Canada 12 years ago, I migrated with my 3-year-old daughter. And I get a lot of questions from single moms like yourself asking me, should I take my child with me when I'm coming to Canada, Yashika? And I'm here to help you to answer that question. Yet, this is a personal decision. I will help you providing information for you to make this decision. But I won't tell you, yes, leave your child. No, take your child. It's on you, right? So I'm just helping you to assess the situation, to diagnose the problems, and to make a decision. Ready? Let's get into it. So Canada is a great place to raise families. It is safe. There's a lot of opportunities for education. There is opportunities for daycare, for childcare, for child benefits, which includes monetary benefits. But yet still, when it comes on to making this decision, it's all on you. But as a single mom, I know this is a very difficult decision to make of whether or not you should take your child with you now when you're coming, or leave your child in the care of somebody else. I know it is a hard decision. Now, before making this decision, there are several things to consider, which I did share some examples and some experiences in my video there. And also I dive deeper into my book, What to Expect When Moving to Canada. Now, these factors would include the age of your child. So why I'm saying to consider the age of your child. So in Canada, school age is at age 4. Yes, back home in your home country, your child's school age might be earlier, 2 or 3. So your child might already be in the school system. Then when you move here to Canada, they might have to wait out of the school system before they can enter the school system, which then you will have to consider daycare for your child, right? So if you move here, you'll be working, but then your child has to go to daycare. How much money will you be making so you can pay for daycare? That's number 1. Number 2, if your child is even a 4 and above and starts school already, but is still dependent on you, still needs your supervision to drop off before and after care, then now you will have to consider childcare options for before and after school. Usually, school starts at around average 9 a.m., finishes at around average 3 to 3:30 p.m., right? So if you're in a job, say a 9 to 5 job or a 8:30 to 4:30 job, then you will have to consider finding childcare to cover that period of time when you're at work. Yes, childcare is available, but can you afford paying for childcare while building a new lifestyle here in Canada? You know, paying your rent, bus, buying food, groceries, bills, and all that other expenses. You have to factor that in, right? So that's number one thing you have to consider, the age of your child. Another thing to consider when it comes down to the age of your child, is your child already in school system back home, looking forward to graduate soon from high school? Do you want to pull your child away from high school or away from completing that period of their education to take them here to Canada? Can your child complete schooling there? Then they come afterwards. So those are the questions I'm helping you to answer, right? So say again, the age of your child is under 4. And you know that when you come, you have to find a job, you have to find an accommodation, and all these other things. Do you have someone back home trustworthy that it might be possible for them to take care of your child? Then you can move here and build a foundation, or start building that foundation, starting, to plant the seeds. Then you can go back and get your child. Can you do that? Can you survive without your child? That's the next question, right? So even if you have a mom and you said, okay, mom, I'm going to leave my child here with you. You're going to take care of Tasha for me, right? Mom agreed to take care of Tasha. But you might not be able to leave Tasha behind and come here and function, right? So that's another, so you see the pros and the cons, right? Or your child might not be able to function without you because they're so used to that bonding, being by your side as your handbag, as your purse from birth until this day, right? So those are all the pros and cons when it comes down to the age of the child, right? The support. Number 2, is your child willing, age appropriate to adjust and adapt to this new culture, norms, values, the weather, and all that is going on here? Is your child able to adjust and adapt? Yes, no, maybe so. If yes, very adaptive child, then yes. Also, depending on the season that you're coming in. So if it's a winter season, will your child be able to adapt to this new country with taking the bus, dressing in layers, and all that stuff? Again, depending on the age of the child. If this is a teenager, you think might have some problem. If your child has some medical conditions like asthma, do you think it is okay to take the child in that season? Right? So the season has to do with things, making your decisions also. And then lastly, it's the support. Do you have the support system here? You might not know anybody here. You might just be coming to Canada for the very first time, like I did. I came the very first time, landing in Canada with my 3-year-old daughter, but I had a little support. I was coming directly to someone, right? So it was a little bit easier. But later on, as I started to transition into job search, finding new accommodation, relocating to a new city, I had challenges. So I had to send my daughter back home. But again, for my experience, I could not deal with leaving my child behind me, knowing that I was coming somewhere that I've never been to before. Yes, it's going to be adapting and adjusting, but we were like this. We were inseparable. So for my mental health, I could not function leaving her there and coming here, knowing that you're entering a country, you're alone, you will be lonely, you'll be sad, you'll be depressed, and that child is your only hope of survival. That child might be the only thing that brings you some laughter in your season of sadness, your season of loneliness, right? So taking my child here with me was a good move. I do not regret that opportunity. We both were learning, we both were adjusting, and we both were adapting at the same time. So I could not take nothing away from that moment. We cried together. We laughed together. She was 3 years old. So she was like my side chick, right? But then I had to send her back home. And this was an appropriate time. So we are sort of settled and adjusted. But when I send her back, throughout that 3 months, I cried every single day. Every day. So you see, it's a pros and cons. So if you know that your mental health or your child's mental health cannot handle the separation, there you go. You make the decision. If you know that you can do this and you have the faith to do this, knowing that you serve a great, big, wonderful God who will provide for your needs, there you go. You make the decision. I knew that I served a great, big, wonderful God, and I brought her with me in faith. There you go. You made the decision. See, I'm giving you all the pros, the cons, the what ifs, but at the end, you will have to make your decision. Does that make sense to you? Drop it in the comment. Making sense. Let me know if this video is helpful, right? So again, as I am wrapping up, the main factors to consider are your child's age, their level and knowledge of adjusting and adapting, where they are in their education, and if you have the support system in place. Those are the main things to consider while making this decision. So with that being said, if you decide to take your child with you, there are several different resources that is available. You can search online, search Facebook groups, support groups, ask in your neighborhood. If you're taking your child to school, look, observe. If you see other parents, try to connect, try to network, ask questions. Do not isolate yourself. Moving here to Canada, you need support. I speak of this all the time, which is a very, very important factors in all my videos. So yes, it is possible to thrive, to take your child here with you as a single mom and thrive. It is possible. But as I said, find support, find a support system. Reach out to other single moms. If you see a mom looking like you, looking like she's single, she's the one that's always dropping off her kid, then you ask questions. Search Facebook groups, search Kijiji, all those resources. So again, this is a big, important decision for you to make. I did it, and so can you. You won't be the only single mom who migrated with your child. You will survive. God will provide a way. I hope this video helps. Go ahead and watch if you haven't seen that video as yet, single moms struggling in Canada, go ahead, watch it. I'll leave it in the description right here. Thank you so much, and stick around for my next video. Bye bye.